One of America's most brutal and unsolved murders took place in 1912 in the small, unassuming town of Villisca in Iowa. It took the lives of 8 people, including 6 children, and put a dark stain on the town that endures to this day. One that, admittedly, has become a tourist trap in the form of the Villisca Axe Murder House. When Josiah Moore bought the pretty little house on East 2nd Street, he probably envisioned a quiet place to live out his days with his wife, Sara, and their 4 children, Herman, Catherine, Boyd, and Paul. All seemed to be great, and it appeared to be for a time. Then, one otherwise normal summer night, the Moores were enjoying an evening together. They had invited 2 of their children's friends, Lena and Ina Mae Stillinger, over. Sometime during the night, the entire family and their 2 guests were hacked to death with an axe. The grisly crime turned the town on its head. The subsequent investigation turned up a number of suspects. One was Lee Van Gilder, Sara's brother-in-law. Lee had had his share of run-ins with the law in the past. Eventually, though, he was cleared of the crime. For a time, Frank Jones, a Villisca resident and Iowa state senator, was suspected. He and Josiah had once been in business together, but the relationship went south. Jones denied any involvement and was never arrested. Then there was the Reverend George Jacqueline Kelly. Kelly was a traveling preacher who stopped in Villisca and attended a service at the same church the Moores attended the day of the murders. He was arrested and seemed to confess to the crime, but his confession was deemed to have been coerced and was thrown out before trial. In the end, a hung jury sent the Reverend free. One of the more frightening suspects was that of Henry Lee Moore, no relation to the victims. Henry was said to have committed over 20 axe murders, very similar to the crime in Villisca. Henry was convicted of the murder of his mother and grandmother in Missouri and served 36 years before he was paroled. He was never tried for the Iowa murders. The murders in the Villisca Axe Murder House have never been solved. To this day, the house on East 2nd Street is the home to hauntings. The sounds of children crying echo in the night, and the shoes of the living are found filled with blood. Perhaps most frightening, visitors have reported seeing the shadowy figure of a man holding an axe at the foot of their bed. When they bolt out of bed and turn on a light, they are alone.